You don't need to have extensive knowledge in cryptocurrency or stock markets to be able to make money from this field. You can make money without having any knowledge, but with just using simple tips and tricks in these markets. So if you're interested in knowing these tips, make sure to watch this 1 hour guide to the end, because we will give you multiple tricks that you can use in the next 1 hour to make money for both cryptocurrency, stock markets, and more. In my case, I don't have much knowledge in both cases or in both fields, but as you can see, this website, which is called Thunder, it's a website which deals with the Egyptian stock market, and as you can see from this profile, I made 2.1% profit in just 1 day. So if you are talking about like investing for $1,000, this means that I made $40 for only 1 day. So if this profit is consistent for the whole month, we can multiply this 40 by 30 and you will find that you will get $1,200 in this month, which means that every month you will get more than the money you invest. This is not consistent, but let's just suppose it's going to be consistent on the whole month to have like a general figure on how much money you can make using stock markets and using cryptocurrency. So I'm going to start first with using stock markets and how to start making money without having knowledge or without having to study the stock market and to watch politics and to watch all these news about economy, budgeting, and investing. Just follow simple tricks that 90% or even 95% works. So I'm going to start with using eToro.com. In eToro.com you will find many tabs on the top, starting with the overview, in which it contains all the news about global markets and about stock markets and economy, all the type of details you may need in your day without having to like subscribe for 100 newsletter to get this information. You can also see a section which is called Daily Movers. In Daily Movers, it gets you like a list of the top 5 winners and the top 5 losers per day. So during this day, the top or the number one stock market that made money is CMPT, which made 38.58%. Can you imagine the value that you may make in stock markets? You may make up to 40% of your investment. So it means that if you invested for like $1,000, you may get for only 1 day for $100. And you can also see the top droppers or the top losers. So the first one is PCIB.OL, and it also lost about 35%. So it means that as much as you can gain in stock markets, as much as you can lose. So these $400 that we talked about may be a loss. You may even lose $400 in 1 day, which is almost 40% of your profit, just by one single mistake or one single wrong investment. This is why you need to pick the stock markets that you will buy or that you will get shares from. So the first advice or the first trick that we use, which is the simplest trick, is picking one of the top losers per day and invest in these stocks. Why is this specifically? Because now you are purchasing this stock market or entering this stock market or buying this stock at one of its lowest prices, because it has just dropped 40%. So it's not very common that it will even continue dropping, and even if it dropped more than this 40%, there is a big chance that it will rebound and start gaining. This is why we avoid buying stocks which are actually winning. It's like the opposite process. Of course, the markets or the stocks that are winning are more attractive because this reflects how successful they are. However, if you bought this stock at this price, it's a higher percentage or a higher probability that it will drop or that it will lose in the next days because it reached its peak. This is why you need to buy from the losers, not from the gainers, because since they give you low stock price, it's more probable that it will increase in the next days. However, this is not done blindly. you need first to make sure about one trick first. If I open this first stock, you will be able to find all the information about it. You can find that there is an overview section, chart section, analysis, news, and financials. In overview, you can see the chart per day, per week, per month, per 6 months, per 1 year, per 3 years if exist, and the maximum loss or the maximum win. And you can also see the percentage of its performance along this timing. So basically the first trick is trying to target a stock market that is not consistently losing, because yes, it's losing now and its price is low, but it's not a guarantee that it will not continue losing in the next days. So I would recommend visiting all these tabs, and it's more preferable to invest in a stock that lost on the short term, because it has more probability that it will rebound in the next days. So for example, if I visited the 1 year, you will find that it has been losing for almost 1 year, or for more than a year, or past the last year, which means that its loss is most probably will be consistent. This means that if you invested in this stock, you will lose instead of winning. So I'm going to leave this one and choose the next one in the list, which is PFSI. I'm going to open it in a new tab so that it can be easier to navigate between different stocks. You can see also that it has been losing for the past week. If I chose the past 3 years, it was actually winning. So this is an indication that it's not consistently losing. Using the 1 year, it has been losing for almost 1 year. So it's also not safe to like invest in this stock. So I'm going to pick the YOC.DE and check its status. Now after choosing, it doesn't have 3 year status. After choosing the 1 year, it's still losing, so I'm going to exit this one and try M5Z.DE, which has lost like 22.92% in the last day. By choosing the 1 year, you can see that it has been winning in the last year, so this is different from the other stocks. And if you visited the 6 month, you will find that it has also been winning in the last 6 months. Now in the previous month, you can see that it has also won. And finally in 1 week, it has lost 17.63%, and in 1 day it has lost 22.92%. This means that this stock is not a failure and it's not a collapsing stock. It's actually making profits, but it's just losing or just having like bad time at this current time, which means that it's going to rebound very soon. So this is a good candidate for you to start investing money in. Since I already opened this page, I want to just explore it with you really quickly. You can see that it has, in the overview, it has all the status of this stock regarding the market cap, the day's range, which gives you like the minimum and the maximum prices that it reached in the same day, the 52-week range, which is 1 year range, the volume, the price earnings ratio, and as long as it's losing, this will always remain negative. But the lower the negative number is, the more attractive this stock is. And finally, the revenue. You can also set a price alert. So for example, if you are not always active on like you're not 100% updated with a website, so you want to just place like an alert in case a sudden drop or a sudden increase happened in the stock that you bought. So for example, if you lost like 5%, you will jump out of the ship quickly, and if it's like increased 10% or even more, you may find it satisfactory for you to start selling this stock and start getting your money or your profit from. But my advice to you is that this way has like a very important condition, is that you don't panic. You need to stay where you are when your stocks are losing, because as I told you, this method is 90% or 95% guaranteed that it will rebound, but you just need to leave it for some time, because It's not a must that this 22.92 is going to be the only loss or the only drop that this market is going to lose. It may even lose more, but since this loss is very high, it's most probably that it's going to rebound and like raise above it. So if the total amount or the total loss that it raised and remain constant at is 10% only, then you will make the profit, which is the difference between the 22.9, which is almost 23%, and the, as we said, like the 10%. This means that you are going to make a profit of 13%. So when you find that your stock is losing, keep it as it is and don't sell. Just wait and just give it time until it rebound. This rebound may happen after 1 day. It also may happen after 1 month. You need to give it the time it needs to rebound and not to panic. What about when to sell? This is based on the amount that it lost in the previous week. Once this amount is less than the profit you made, so let's suppose that it raised from a loss of 17.6 or 17% to a loss of 5%. This means that your profit is going to be 12%, while the total loss is going to be 5%. This means that your profit is now more than the total loss that it lost in the last week. And this is when you can sell this stock and get the profit or the difference between the two prices as a profit to you without having to even know what this stock is. Moving on to the other tabs, here we have chart, and in chart you can see in details the price of this stock day by day, and you can also use some tools like trend line. You can draw like a trend line to yourself to allow you to like make better decisions and know or expect the future trends. You can also use the indicators, where you will be able to find multiple indicators that you can add to your chart. You can change how this chart looks like by choosing from this candle item. Choose like area, for example. You can also change from the settings all the details of the chart, how it will look like. And if you are interested, you can head to trades, where you will be able to choose the amount, and it will give you like the estimated opening cost and what is going to be your budget or your wallet, how much money is going to stay in your wallet after this transaction. So if I invested for $10,000 in this stock, it will also take $1 from me, and it's going to be available after this transaction $100,000. These two items are going to help you, but you need first to deposit money into your account to be able to use them. And finally, we have financials, at which you will be able to see an overview of this stock, but without the original chart that was there in the overview section. You can also find the financial summary, which gives you like the gross margin, the net profit margin, and so on and so forth. So this is the first method that you can use blindly without having knowledge either in stocks or in this specific stock. You just study the curve, study the circumstances, or study the status of this stock, and if you find that it has lost a huge sum of money in 1 day or in 1 week, but it's not consistently losing, then this stock is a perfect candidate for you to invest in. And all what you need to do is to wait for the rebound. Don't panic even if it's losing. Wait until it rebounds, and once it rebounds to a value which is now which gives you like a profit that is higher than the estimated loss in the past week or in the past month based on when it was losing, then it's time for you to sell. Going back to the Discover, we have seen the daily movers and how to deal with them. You can also find more information about stocks and about stokers or stockholders. And you can also see what is trending, and the trending section is helpful because it gives you an indication of what most traders place money in. So of course the gold here is a good investment because most people are investing in it, which means that of course not most people are have like lack of knowledge, since they all are attracted to this stock. This means that it's actually good and it has a good probability to win. But I don't prefer this method because it's like following other people or go with the flow. I don't like this. I like to put my own fingerprint and add value when it comes to investment, even if it's without knowledge of the stock itself, but it's with knowledge of the tricks and hacks that will help me to make money. So this is the overview tab. Next tab is the stocks tab. In stocks you will find a really efficient tool that you can use to make a profit from stocks without having any knowledge, which is the market analysis. In market analysis, eToro.com will give you like indications of what it think best of future opportunities for investment, and it will give you at each one of these stocks, and by the way there are 5, it only presents 5 at a time. You can see that these 5 will have like their current price displayed, their status for the last 30 days, the target price that it aims to reach, and the rating. So this is basically like a prediction service that eToro provides. It predicts that some stocks may be a good potential for investment, and it also provides you with the target price at which you will have to sell, because this is like the peak or the seal of the profit, and after which it will start to decline, or maybe it increases, but this is its prediction anyway. So basically in these 5 you can see that this first one will have like a profit of $40 or $42. The next one is almost the same, less than $40. The third one is like $60. The fourth is huge, like $82, and the fifth is like $38. So the Parker Hannifin Corp is the highest prospect of profit that can be achieved, and you can also see how many analysts provided this advice based on which eToro gave you these investment opportunities. So basically these 5 have like 13 analysts, from 5 analysts to 18 analysts who suggest buying these stocks. So the highest stock that got the highest traffic, or the maximum number of analysts suggesting you should buy this stock, is the WDC, which is Western Digital Corporation, and it's like advised by 18 different analysts, and its target is like $35. So this one is like the perfect candidate because you can see that it has just dropped, which means that it's going to be bounced soon. The profit is $40, which is good as well, and eventually you have like 18 analysts suggesting to buy this as a good investment. The next tab is the crypto. So the crypto works exactly like stocks, however stocks are like real stocks for real corporations on the real world. However, the crypto is an electronic currency that doesn't exist as a physical currency, but it's basically the same process of buying crypto as buying stocks. Both are provided online, and both have their stats displayed so that you can know which is a good investment to you. So this is gonna be like the same we did before. You will get to know the coin itself from its performance, and if you find that it has been declining for a short time, then this is a good opportunity for investment. If it's continuously declining, then it's not a good opportunity for investment, and if it's already winning, then it's again not a good idea for investment. However, the difference is that the cryptocurrencies tend to be more volatile than the stocks. The stocks are like more steady, but e-currency or cryptocurrency is highly volatile. You can also see that it displays the market cap, the volume, and the very important parameter that eToro gives you, which is the signal. The signal gives you like an indication whether to buy, sell, or hold. And here you can see that it's a hold sign, which means that 5 out of 8 indicators showing that it's a good idea to keep the currency if you have it, and not to buy if you don't have it, which means to stay in neutral position. If you own the currency, the cryptocurrency, then keep it with you. If you don't have it, then don't buy. Next is the pro investors. In pro investors, it basically give you the opportunity to copy and paste the plan of one of the highly rated investors. And by highly rated, I say that they are rated based on the revenue or the profit that they achieved on eToro. So basically you can see that the first, by the way, you can categorize them based on a specific industry if you want to invest in a specific industry and not in general. However, if you don't have a clue of the specific industries that you need to invest in, then keep it in all. And you can see that number one price is Thomas Perry Jones, and he got like 98% profit in 2 years, which means that he almost achieved 100% of his profit. So if he placed like $10,000, after 2 years he got another $10,000 on them from the investment on eToro. And you can see that 35.8k copiers have got his plan and just copied it in their investments. So the higher the profit is, and the higher the copiers is, the higher the ranking of the investor. So you can just copy and paste any of these plans. So if I chose this investor, for example, you can see that we have an overview about the investor himself, his performance, a video about him. You can also see pinned posts by him, discussions, and anything which is related to this investor. You can also check his stats to know how he is performing. So you can see that he started the year with some losses, but generally he is winning, or he is like achieving gain or profit. And in portfolio you can see what he exactly invest in. So if you want to just get some of these investments based on the older ways that we discussed before, let's say for example you just want to invest in stocks that have suffered from high losses or high drop, like the BLTR, which has lost like 13.33%. If we chose this one, you can see that it has been losing for 1 week. If we chose 3 years, it was winning. 1 year it was winning. 6 months it was losing. So it's not a bad idea to invest in this stock, but it's not the best idea as well, because it has been losing for 6 months, which is not a long duration and not a short duration. Going back to his profile, if you just invested in one of his stocks, then it's not a guarantee that you will achieve the same profit that he achieves, which is the 98% over 2 years. However, if you want to achieve the same exact profit, you need to go to the copy button here, click on it, and now all his portfolio has been copied to you, and you can use it for your own use. However, I'm short in some sign up steps, so I'm just going to pass this step. Next is the chart, and in chart you can see the performance of this investor over the current year, or you can change it based on the duration that you are interested in, and you can see how he was doing. Going back to the home page, we have smart portfolios, which is the same exact idea as Pro Investors. However, it's like templates provided by eToro itself and not by investors on eToro. So if we like choose one of these, like for example oil worldwide, you can see the same exact stats and overview that we saw before, and when you open the portfolio you will find all the companies that exist on this template or this portfolio, so you can invest in any or in all. Going to invest on the top, again you will be able to copy and paste the template as a whole. Next is the ETFs, and for those of you who don't know what the ETFs are, think of an ETF as a basket of different investments like stocks, bonds or commodities bundled into a single package. Instead of buying individual shares of 50 different companies, you buy one share of the ETF that owns all of them. Most ETFs are designed to track a specific index. For example, an S&P 500 ETF aims to mimic the performance of the 500 largest companies in the US. If the index goes up 2%, your ETF generally goes up 2%. So this is basically the whole idea. You can see all the ETFs provided by eToro from here, and you can see columns like the class, whether it's equity or any other type of classes, its return, its tier, its holdings, and other factors. So if you are interested in like having less volatile investments but lower income or lower profit, so you can go to the ETF because it provides more safety but less income generally. Next is the indices. So in the world of investing, an index is the blueprint or the measuring stick that an ETF follows. If an ETF is the physical basket of goods you buy at the store, the index is the shopping list that tells the fund exactly what to put in that basket, which makes an index as a statistical measure of a specific section of the stock market. It is a shortcut that helps you understand how the market is doing without checking thousands of individual stocks. In this section you can find the change as we did before and the status. You can also see the selling and buying prices and how many people are buying or participating in this index. So you can also filter them and sort them based on, I think this is a generic filter. I'm just going to skip this. So you can just check the percentage here and choose what is the most popular. You can see that some of them are 100%. So try to trigger these 100% and check their status and do the same as we did before. So for example, if I took this 100% to see whether it's a good candidate or not, you can see that it has been winning for 1 week and it has only dropped for just 1 day. This is an extremely instantaneous decrease, so it's not worth thinking of this indicator as a good indicator for investment because it's actually winning, it's not losing. So this means that you are going to buy this index with a high price, not a low price as we used to do. So the next item is the commodities. We can simplify this by saying that while stocks represents ownership in a company, commodities represent the basic raw materials that power the global economy. These are hard assets, physical goods that are generally interchangeable with others of the same type. So if you buy an ounce of gold or a barrel of oil, it doesn't matter who produced it. The value is in the substance itself. Regarding the interface, it's the same exact interface as in indices, so I'm not going to explain it more because it's basically the same concept. And finally, the currencies. And in currencies here, you are not talking about crypto, you are talking about real currencies. So you can also see the same interface here, but you can see that the percentages in general are lower than commodities and indices and ETFs, which makes currencies not like a desirable option to invest on eToro.com. So this is basically how you can invest your money in stock market using eToro.com, which provides an easy navigation way through which you can move from one item to another, and you can invest easily using the tricks we talked about, and also the facilities and the tools that is provided by eToro. So the next method is using what is called crypto arbitrage. In crypto arbitrage, it's not the same like just buying cryptocurrency. It's somehow different because it doesn't depend on the status of the different currencies and choosing among them, but it depends on the prices or the deviation or the variation in the prices of just one cryptocurrency. So to apply this method, I'm going to use a website which is called CoinMarketCap. Now I'm going to I'm just going to leave all these columns. It's not like important to know what it talks about, but generally this is the price, and here is the variation on specific time intervals, the market cap, the volume, the circulating supply, and the status for the last week. Now I'm going to head to the bottom of the page, and I'm going to choose the last currency that's going to cost more than $1, because it's going to be easier for me to calculate the profit and to show you how this method is effective. So this and by the way, I'm going to choose one which is winning. This is the opposite of what we did before. We were searching for a currency or a stock that is losing to buy it at a short price, but now I'm going to search for a cryptocurrency that is making profit, because I want to make sure that it's not falling apart at the same time I'm going to do the crypto arbitrage. So I'm going to choose this lighter currency and open it in a new tab. So I would like you to ignore all the status of the currency with time and to focus on one thing: the stores that is dealing with this currency. And I want you to ignore any store that has asterisks next to the price. First of all, we will just sort based on the price from high to low, and you will find here there are no asterisks. I want you also to ignore this X mark, because it shows that the reserve data is unavailable, which may show that this currency is not currently available on the website, which is Zepay. So I'm going to pick the second price, which is Uniswap V4 Ethereum. So this is gonna be the website at which I'm going to sell my currency. So I'm going to open an online calculator and an online notepad to show you the amount of profit that you may expect from just one cryptocurrency arbitrage. Let us choose notepad, easier and simpler. I like this one, and I'm going to just open a new one. So basically the price of buying is, or the price of selling is going to be $1.81 on Uniswap V4 Ethereum. So I'm going to write here the price as $1.81 per coin. Now let's suppose that I have a $1,000 that I want to invest. So the $1,000 are going to buy me, no, just leave this step for now. Now let's return back and go to the last page, and this is why I chose one at the bottom of the page, so that the results will be less and it will be easier to get to the bottom of the search results. Now you'll find that the final result is for 1.79, but as I told you at the beginning, since there are asterisks, you need to ignore this website, because the asterisks are like a warning from CoinMarketCap that this transaction is not 100% legitimate and not 100% trusted. So search for one with no asterisks, and the larger number of asterisks is, the more suspicious the transaction is. So I'm going to return for 2 pages. Let's see if we have any valid results on the 6th page. So we have Polonix here, which sells the cryptocurrency for $1.49. So basically we have the buying price as $1.49 per coin. Now let's suppose that you have $100 investment. This is gonna get you, we will calculate on the 1.49, so I'm going to multiply it, divide it by 1.49, and this is gonna be like 671 coin. So I'm going from this investment to buy 671 coins. Now to sell these coins, I'm going to sell them with the above price. So the net profit, the gross profit, sorry, is going to be 671 multiplied by 1.81. So this is going to be $1,214. Now if you want to know the percentage that we got from this investment, we all need to do is to just divide the 100 to get the 1,214 and minus, I think, and minus the 1,000, then divide this number by the original investment money, and then multiply by 100, so you will get 21.4% net profit. So if you invested for $10,000, you will get a profit of $2,140, and this is all based on just one crypto arbitrage transaction. But the most important thing, as we said, is to avoid red flags like the asterisks and this X mark, and to make sure that you are quick enough, because as we said before, the cryptocurrencies are volatile when it comes to prices, so you need to do all this process really fast to avoid any loss in your original money for investment. The third investment idea that we are going to discuss is using YouTube, and of course some of you will just find it a difficult idea to understand, to persuade or to convince him or her, because we were just talking about stocks and we were talking about cryptocurrency, which are well-known investment methods. But how can we invest in YouTube? This is simply by investing in your channel to get it monetized, and once it gets monetized, it will be eligible to achieve profit. So basically, to get monetized, to participate in the YouTube partnership program, you need to get 2 conditions. The first one is to get 1,000 subscribers or more. The second one is to either get 4,000 watching hours or 10 million short views. However, the 4,000 watching hours are across whole year, while the 10 million short views are only lasting for 90 days only. So I'm going to visit a website which is called the YT Lab, which is abbreviation for the YouTube Lab, and this website offers monetized views and monetized watching hours and monetized subscribers. So basically, you can, instead of doing all the hard work and having to upload thousands of different videos to get your channel monetized, you can just start from the beginning by earning money. And this is by using a service that is a paid service to give you what is needed to monetize your channel for just few amount of money. So let's just calculate the whole idea and see if it's worth or not. In order to start getting the first condition, which is the 1,000 subscribers, you need to search for subscriber services. So I'm going to search for YouTube subscribers here. In order to get subscribers, we need 1000 subscribers. Now let's open again our notepad and our online calculator to see if it's worth or not. So to get 1000 subscribers, you will need to pay for, let's check, for 1000 subscribers you can get it for $17 or for $19.5. It depends on how many subscribers you'll get per day. This first option is going to be slower because you will get them like after 20 days, but in the second option it's more expensive, but you will get it after 10 days only. So it's based on how urgent the whole matter is to you. You can also get the YouTube subscribers plus views. We don't need this. YouTube subscribers plus views, we also don't need this, so I'm going to pick the first one, which is the slow one. So to get the 1000 subscribers, I need only $17. Now to get the 4000 watching hours, I need to change the service from services here. First I need to change the category into YouTube watching hours. There is something which is called YouTube channel automation. Let's check this, what it is exactly. I'm not sure what this is. No, this is not what we are searching for. Let's return back to watching hours and choose. We have two services. It depends only also on the duration. If it's 35 to 60 minutes, then it will cost you 22.49. Otherwise, if it's 1 hour, it will cost you 32.7. So let's suppose that I'm going to use short videos, so I'm going to pick this one. For 1000 subscribers, you will get 22.49, which means that we need to multiply this number by 4, and we need $89.96. Let's say $90. So the whole investment will cost you $107 to start earning on YouTube. Now let's see what you need to get these $107. So basically we need to search how much money earned from YouTube monetization program. You can see that you can expect minimum of $4 per 100 views. So I'm going to take this minimum number to be like the most pessimistic scenario. So the 1000 views will cost you 1000 views equal $4. Let's suppose that you will get 1000 views as a start per video. Since you already got the exposure by getting the 4000 watching hours and the 1000 subscribers, then it's expected to have like this 1000 views on one video during the duration of a whole year. So you need to start making money, because now you are achieving like $4 per video. So I'm going to divide 107 by the $4, and you need to upload 27 videos to start earn. Let's suppose you are going to take this project seriously, then this means that you are going to upload one video per day. This means that you need 27 days to start making net profit, and you are going to make at least $4 per day, which means that you are going to make $120 per month as a start, as a beginner channel which is not doing any profit yet. But if you are going to search for other channels that are actually one of the top channels, let's search for let's return to YouTube first. And search for TED-ED, which is one of the biggest channels. So if I open this channel, for example, look at the amount of profit they make per month. So of course you will need time to reach this stage, but I'm showing you what you will eventually reach. You may reach to make $36,000 per month, which is literally a yearly income to some people. So this is a good investment that you need to consider. It's not like a joke, and it's not like having fun on YouTube. It's a business and it's an investment, same like buying stocks and cryptocurrency. So this was our third opportunity, or our third choice to start making money through investment. Now, after trying 3 different ways through investment and budgeting, you will notice that we didn't do any of these ideas that are dependent on skills or that require skills. So far we just use basic skills and basic knowledge just to use 3 methods through which we can invest our money in. However, if you want something deeper and you don't have the skills or the tools to start investing, then I would suggest you visit Coursera.org, and this enables you to take many courses in any field that you want. Since in this case we are talking about budgeting and investment, so I'm going to write, for example, budgeting, and now you can see we have multiple courses through which you can take. If I chose to filter and sort, you will find many options that we can use. You can find the newest courses or the best matches to your requirement. You can also choose a specific topic. So in this case I like the business, since budgeting and investment is business related. You can also set the duration you want. If you want something short, you can use things or courses that only lasts for 2 hours, or you can use courses that even lasts for 4 years, which are like a diploma or a complete degree in a specific sector. You can also choose the learning products here, and here we have what is called courses and what is called specializations. You will notice that these two are the most common or the highest number of available search results. The courses are just one-time course. Let's say the duration is 1 month, 2 months, whatever. It's just a single course. However, specializations is a set of different courses, or a set of courses that complete each other. And once you finish all these courses, you get a degree, like a diploma in this skill. So I'm just searching for something simple, so I'm going to choose courses. Then you can choose the skills. So I want the budgeting, cash flows, financial analysis, financial management. All of these are good enough, so I may just leave it without any marking because all the topics are good enough to my search. You can also choose the language, so make sure to use all the languages that you understand and not any other languages, because you may find courses that you may even not understand the languages. Yes, there are subtitles, but of course you will not be relaxed when you listen to another language that confuses you, especially that there are plenty of courses that are with languages that you understand. So keep it like English language and your native language, and this is good enough. You can also choose the level. Since we are talking about beginner level, I'm going to choose the beginner. You can also choose a specific educator if you want to get this course from a specific university, and you can choose the subtitles. Since I already chose languages that I understand, so I'm going to leave this blank. Then I'm going to click on view, and you can see that after all this filtration we have 87 different results that we can get from this search. Now we have all these courses, and you need to look at each description to make sure what is best for you. So the first thing is the title. Of course you will know what you are seeking to learn, so you need to make sure that this title is the same or identical to the skill that you are searching for. You need also to check the university, because some universities are not good enough. However, this is very rare occasion when it comes to Coursera, because it only deals with the top universities. You shall also look at the skills to make sure that it targets the same skills you are interested in, and most importantly, you need to look at the reviews and the rating, because this depends, or this decides whether this course is good enough or not, based on the opinion of other learners. So this one, for example, has like a great exposure. It has 1.4k, while if you looked at the other ones, it barely has like 100 reviews. So this one is the top course on them, and you can also take a quick look on the rest. I don't think that there is any other course that has more than 1k reviews, so I'm going to head to this one since it's also highly rated. So it's popular and highly rated. It's beginner and it will take 1 to 3 months. It offers subtitles and a free trial. So this course offers a free trial, which means that you are going to access the material of the first week of this course for only 1 week, so that you can make sure whether this material is good enough to you or not. And this is very beneficial, because more than one course, I've tried this with more than one course, and these courses were not suitable to me at all. Maybe because the topic was the wrong topic, or the instructor is bad in his way of teaching. So you need to access the inside of the course before paying any penny on it. And once you are satisfied, you can click on enroll for free. You can also see how many students have enrolled to this course. You can see how many modules, and the level, the schedule, whether it's flexible or not, and the rating or the percentage of people who like this course. You can also check the skills, the details. I think you can also check the instructors. Here it is. You can check them and you can see the rating as well. You can see the content and the modules. Each module represents almost a week. So since these are 8 modules, we are talking about like 8 weeks, which is 2 months. And eventually you will get a certificate. And you can also see the reviews in this section. So basically this course doesn't offer a specific thing that I wanted to show you, so I'm going to search for another course and check if this item is present or not. So this property I was talking about is when you, let's choose another course that I didn't enroll at. When you enroll for free as your free trial, you have this opportunity to preview this course, and once you click on this option, you will be able not to just start a free trial, because free trial gives you like an access to a whole week, but you have to place your billing information, and you have 7 days until they start deducting from your visa or from your card. However, the preview this course will give you like access to all the data, but it will only be the first week as well, and the only difference is that you don't just place your billing information and you don't place any of your card numbers. In some other courses you will find also an option. Let's pick this one for example. You will find an option next to preview this course which is saying audit this course, and you can see the images on Google, for example. Like this image for example, you can see that after choosing start free trial you have the option of audit this course. The auditing the course means that you are going to take the course completely free on one condition, and you will also get a certificate, and this condition is by applying for a financial aid. And after applying for this financial aid you will have to wait for 14 days so that the instructor will look at it and decide whether you deserve the financial aid or not. And if you deserved it, you will be able to access the whole material for free and also take a certificate. And 90% of the financial aids are actually accepted. So the next option to start taking courses in business, in budgeting and in investment, you can head to udemy.com. And in order to do what I'm going to do next, you need to use any browser rather than Chrome, because this method is not going to work with Chrome. So I'm going to let's search for finance and accounting. You have many options here. Let's choose investing and trading, for example. Then you have most popular and trending. I think both have the same meaning, but anyway, you can now start searching for the courses that you are interested in, and you can head to this part where you will be able to filter based on specific criteria. So we have here 4 and up and 4.5 and up. So I'm going to choose this because 4 and up is already accepted, and we have 3.7k different courses. So I'm going to choose this one. Then I'm going to choose I'm going to leave the duration blank, but if you are in a hurry, you can choose something short. If you have time, you can use something up to 17 hours. Courses here are not as long as Coursera's courses. They are shorter and more on depth. Next is the topic, so I'm going to leave all unselected because all are attractive. Subcategory is going to be left as well. Level, I'm going to choose beginner, or in this time I'm going to leave all the choices. Language, I'm going to use English. Then in price, I'm going to choose free. You have 1.9k results which are paid and only 268 which are free. And this is why I didn't want to use many filters, because I know that the free courses are not as much as expected, so I wanted to increase my probabilities. And I'm going to leave the rest without selection. And now let's check the different courses. So you can now sort them by most popular or by the highest rated. And from what I see, that the most popular has like 7.5 rating, which is very popular, and it has 4.7 rating. So this one is a very good candidate when it comes to learning about trading. And you can also see that it's 16 lectures for beginners and only 2.5 total hours. So this is attractive to be used as a beginner course. So I'm going to choose this one to see its inner details. So I already signed it for this course, just not to waste your time, since all the details that we are interested in are already satisfied regarding the rating, the number of ratings, the level of the course, and it's completely free. Then I'm going to click on go to course, and now I have accessibility to all its materials. Now we reached another important part, which is that Udemy will not give you the option to download the videos. You will have to access all these videos from udemy.com. So if you want to like access all this material from a place where there is no network, or keep it in your device so that you can return to it whenever you want, there is also an option which will make this available to you, although Udemy prevented, which is using an extension called Udemy Downloader. And this extension doesn't work on Google Chrome. So I'm going to choose it, and I'm going to choose my courses. Then I have all these courses that I already signed up for, and I have this one which I just signed up. Now I'm going to get video list from here, and here on the bottom it's downloading the total number out of the 16 videos. And now you have all the items accessed. You can download them item by item, or you can just download selected videos by selecting all, or select all from here, then choose download. Once I do this, it will start downloading one by one, and you will find the download mark here activated, so that all these courses will be available on your own device. Again, don't forget to use this extension on any browser rather than Google Chrome, because if you used it on Google Chrome, it will not work. So in this video, to summarize, we talked about 3 different ways through which you can invest, which were investing in stocks and other alternatives, investing in crypto arbitrage, and eventually investing in YouTube monetization program. We also discussed how you can get more in-depth details and knowledge when it comes to finance, to budgeting, and to investment, which is through two websites that provide courses that can even be taken online or can be purchased based on your budget. And these two websites were Coursera and Udemy. So that's it for this video, guys, and hope you enjoyed this 1 hour guide, and hope it helps you to reach your goals and objectives when it comes to trading and investing. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in more guides and in more tutorials. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel to receive our future content. See you in more tutorials and in more guides. Thank you and goodbye.